Imagine standing at a crossroads in your life, one path fueled by raw emotion, the other guided by a clear, steady plan. Which one leads to the life you dream of? Every day, we face moments that test our hearts and challenge our minds. But what if the secret to unstoppable success isn't just feeling deeply? It's choosing wisely. Let's dive into a story that will show you how to transform your passion into power, one strategic step at a time. Your emotions are a fire within you. They ignite your dreams, fuel your courage, and push you to act. Think of the moment you felt a surge of passion. Maybe it was a dream to start a business, to stand up for what you believe, or to chase a goal others called impossible. That spark is beautiful, but it's also dangerous. Without direction, it can burn out or consume everything in its path. I remember a young woman named Aisha who dreamed of becoming a writer. Her passion for storytelling was electric, but every rejection letter sent her into a spiral of doubt and frustration. She'd write furiously one day, then abandon her work for weeks. Her emotions were her engine, but they were also her anchor. The truth is, passion alone isn't enough. It's the spark that starts the journey, but it's strategy that keeps you moving. When you let emotions drive every choice, you risk running in circles. To turn your fire into lasting light, you need a plan, a map that guides your energy towards something real. Aisha's turning point came when she learned to pause. One day, after another rejection, she wanted to quit. Her heart screamed to give up, to lash out at the world for not seeing her talent. But instead of reacting, she took a breath. She sat with her pain, let it speak, but didn't let it decide. That pause was her first step toward power. Pausing doesn't mean weakness, it means control. It's the moment you step back from the chaos and ask, what's my next move? In that space, you find clarity. You start to see which battles are worth fighting and which are just distractions. Aisha began journaling her thoughts, not just her feelings. She wrote down her goals, her fears, and the steps she could take. That simple act of pausing turned her raw emotion into a focused plan. When you pause, you give yourself permission to think, to align your actions with your purpose. It's not about ignoring your heart, it's about giving your mind a chance to lead. With her emotions in check, Aisha needed a plan. Passion had given her a dream, but strategy would build it. She started small, dedicating an hour each day to writing, researching publishers, and learning from other writers. She didn't just write when she felt inspired. She showed up every day, even when doubt whispered she wasn't good enough. Strategy is your blueprint, the structure that turns dreams into reality. It's about breaking your big vision into small, intentional steps. Think of it like building a house. Passion lays the foundation, but strategy raises the walls, one brick at a time. Aisha's discipline transformed her scattered energy into progress. She stopped chasing every opportunity and focused on the ones that aligned with her goal. Strategy isn't cold or rigid. It's empowering. It takes your raw passion and channels it into something unbreakable, something that grows stronger with every step you take. As Aisha's writing improved, she faced new challenges. Critics questioned her work, and friends doubted her path. Her emotions urged her to argue, to prove them wrong. But she remembered her blueprint. Not every criticism deserved her energy. Not every doubt needed her response. Strategy taught her to choose her battles wisely. When you react to every provocation, you scatter your focus. You drain the energy meant for your dreams. Aisha learned to let go of small fights to win her bigger war. She focused on her craft, not the noise. This is where true strength lies, in knowing what matters and what doesn't. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being selective. Save your fire for the things that move you closer to your purpose. When you choose your battles, you protect your peace and preserve your power for the moments that truly count. Aisha's journey wasn't quick. There were months of quiet work, late nights of doubt, and moments when giving up felt easier. But her strategy kept her grounded. She wasn't just writing stories. She was building a legacy. Playing the long game means seeing beyond the moment. It's knowing that every small step, every disciplined choice adds up to something bigger. Aisha's first published story wasn't a bestseller, but it was a victory. It proved her strategy worked. Your emotions might crave instant results, but strategy builds lasting impact. It's the difference between a sprint and a marathon. When you move with intention, setbacks become lessons, not failures. You don't just survive challenges, you grow through them. And that's what makes you unstoppable, not the fire in your heart, but the clarity in your choices. Aisha's journey was far from smooth. After her first story was published, she expected the world to open its doors. But the reality was harsher. Rejections kept coming, and her inbox filled with polite declines. Some days, the weight of those no's felt heavier than her dreams. Her emotions screamed at her to give up, to believe she wasn't good enough. Doubt crept in like a thief, stealing her confidence. But Aisha had learned something powerful: setbacks aren't stop signs. They're detours. She didn't let her feelings dictate her next move. Instead, she leaned into her strategy. She analyzed her rejections, looking for patterns. Were her stories too long, too niche? She reached out to a mentor, asking for honest feedback. This wasn't about feeding her ego. It was about sharpening her craft. Strategy meant treating every no as a lesson, not a verdict. Aisha started revising her work with precision, cutting unnecessary words and refining her voice. She didn't write to prove herself. She wrote to improve herself. That shift in mindset turned her setbacks into stepping stones. Emotions told her she was failing. Strategy showed her she was growing. Life will always throw obstacles your way. It's easy to let disappointment consume you, to let frustration cloud your vision. But when you pause and choose strategy, you see setbacks for what they are: temporary. They don't define your worth, they refine your path. Aisha's persistence wasn't about blind hope, it was about calculated effort. She kept her eyes on her goal, even when her heart felt heavy. That's the secret to resilience. Not ignoring your emotions, but refusing to let them derail your progress. Every rejection Aisha faced became a chance to learn, to adapt, to get better. And slowly, her work started to shine brighter, catching the eyes of those who once overlooked her. As Aisha's writing gained traction, she faced a new kind of challenge: criticism. Online comments tore apart her stories, calling them uninspired or overrated. Her first instinct was to fire back, to defend her work with the passion that fueled it. Her emotions begged her to prove her critics wrong, to show them she was more than their words. But Aisha remembered the power of pause. She chose silence over reaction. Silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. It's the choice to protect your energy instead of wasting it on battles that don't matter. Aisha realized that engaging with every critic would only pull her away from her purpose. Instead, she channeled her energy into her next story. She let her work speak for her. This wasn't about ignoring her feelings. She felt the sting of every harsh word, but she knew that reacting impulsively would only feed the noise. Strategy taught her to filter out distractions and focus on what she could control: her craft, her growth, her vision. Silence became her shield, guarding her peace while she built something greater. In life, you'll face voices that try to tear you down. They'll question your worth, your choices, your dreams. Your emotions might push you to fight back, to prove yourself. But true strength lies in knowing when to stay quiet. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every attack warrants your defense. When you choose silence, you're not hiding, you're rising. You're saving your energy for the work that matters, the goals that define you. Aisha's silence didn't mean she was weak. It meant she was focused. Her critics faded into the background, but her stories grew louder, reaching readers who connected with her words. That's the power of strategic silence. It lets your actions speak louder than any argument ever could. Aisha's persistence paid off when a small publisher accepted her next story. It was a moment of triumph, but it came with a catch: they wanted major revisions. Her heart sank. She'd poured months into that story, and now they wanted her to change it. Cut entire sections, rewrite characters, shift the tone. Her emotions rebelled. This was her vision, her creation. How could she let it be torn apart? But strategy whispered a different truth. Adaptation isn't compromise, it's evolution. Aisha took a step back and looked at the bigger picture. She wasn't just writing for herself, she wanted her stories to reach people, to inspire them. If that meant making changes, she'd do it, not out of defeat, but out of purpose. She studied the publisher's notes, asked questions, and reworked her story with care. It wasn't about pleasing everyone. It was about making her work stronger. Adaptation is the art of staying true to your vision while navigating life's demands. It's not about losing yourself. It's about growing into a better version of yourself. Aisha's revised story was published, and readers loved it. The changes didn't dilute her voice, they amplified it. Strategy taught her that flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. Life will ask you to bend, to adjust, to rethink your plans. Your emotions might resist clinging to what feels familiar. But when you embrace adaptation, you turn challenges into opportunities. You don't just survive, you thrive. Aisha's willingness to evolve didn't mean she gave up her passion. It meant she directed it wisely, ensuring her work reached the hearts it was meant to touch. Success didn't come overnight for Aisha. After her first published story, she didn't suddenly become a household name. There were still long nights, empty inboxes, and moments of doubt. But Aisha had learned the value of consistency. She didn't wait for inspiration to strike. She showed up every day writing, revising, submitting. Her emotions ebbed and flowed, some days burning with motivation, others clouded with exhaustion. But her strategy was unwavering: keep going, no matter how you feel. Consistency is the bridge between passion and progress. It's what turns a spark into a flame that lasts. Aisha set small, achievable goals: 1 page a day, 1 submission a week. These weren't glamorous steps, but they were deliberate. Each one built momentum, like drops of water carving a river through stone. Life often rewards the consistent, not the loudest or the most talented. It's the person who keeps showing up, who keeps refining their craft, who keeps moving forward, even when the path feels uncertain. Aisha's consistency turned her into a better writer, but more importantly, it built her confidence. She stopped relying on fleeting bursts of emotion and started trusting her disciplined habits. When you commit to consistency, you create a rhythm that carries you through doubt, fear, and setbacks. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Aisha's small, steady steps led to more publications, each one a testament to the power of showing up with intention. Aisha's journey began to inspire others. Friends who once doubted her started asking for advice. Strangers reached out, moved by her stories. Her success wasn't just in her published work, it was in the lives she touched. Strategy didn't just build her career, it created a ripple effect. When you move with purpose, your actions inspire others to do the same. Aisha shared her process with aspiring writers, teaching them to balance passion with planning. She didn't just tell them to follow their dreams. She showed them how to map the journey. Your choices don't just shape your life, they influence everyone around you. When you choose strategy over chaos, you become a beacon for others. Aisha's readers saw her resilience, her discipline, her ability to rise above rejection and doubt. They saw that success wasn't about luck, it was about intention. Your emotions might inspire you, but your strategy inspires others. It shows them what's possible when you align your heart with a clear plan. Aisha's story wasn't just about writing. It was about living with purpose. Every step she took, every choice she made, sent ripples of hope and possibility into the world. That's the power of strategic living. It doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. Aisha's journey taught her that passion without purpose is like a ship without a compass, drifting, beautiful, but lost. As her stories reached more readers, she faced a new question: why was she writing? Was it for fame, validation, or something deeper? Her emotions craved applause, the rush of seeing her name in print. But strategy demanded clarity. Aisha sat down and redefined her purpose: to tell stories that inspired courage, to give voice to those who felt unheard. This wasn't just about writing, it was about impact. Purpose is the anchor that keeps your passion from wandering. It's the why that guides every step, every choice. Aisha stopped chasing every opportunity that sparkled. She focused only on projects that aligned with her mission. This meant saying no to tempting offers that didn't serve her goal. It wasn't easy. Her emotions tugged at her to say yes, to seize every chance. But strategy reminded her that not every open door leads to your destination. Clarity of purpose gave Aisha a filter for her decisions. She stopped measuring success by likes or sales and started measuring it by the lives she touched. When you know your why, distractions lose their power. Life will tempt you with shiny shortcuts, but purpose keeps you grounded. It turns your passion into a force that doesn't just burn bright, but builds something lasting. Aisha's clarity didn't make her journey easier, but it made it meaningful. Every story she wrote became a brick in the legacy she was building. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be yours. Find it, hold it, and let it guide your strategy. That's when your passion becomes unstoppable. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. With her purpose clear, Aisha faced a new testy, self-doubt. As her work gained attention, she started second-guessing her choices. Was her latest story good enough? Should she change her style to please a bigger audience? Her emotions were loud, whispering fears of failure, urging her to play it safe. But Aisha had learned to trust her strategy over her doubts. Trusting yourself isn't about ignoring fear. It's about listening to it, then choosing to move forward anyway. Aisha reminded herself of her journey, the rejections she'd overcome, the stories she'd crafted, the readers she'd touched. She didn't need everyone's approval. She needed her own. Strategy meant building a foundation of self-belief, brick by brick, through every small win. Aisha kept a journal of her successes, no matter how small, to remind herself of her progress when doubt crept in. Trusting yourself is a skill honed through action. It's showing up even when you're scared, writing even when you feel unworthy, moving forward even when the path isn't clear. Life will test your confidence, throwing criticism and uncertainty your way. Your emotions might scream that you're not ready, not good enough. But strategy teaches you to lean on your preparation, your purpose, your proof of progress. Aisha's trust in herself didn't erase her fears. It empowered her to act despite them. She wrote boldly, shared bravely, and grew steadily. That courage turned her doubts into fuel, her fears into focus. When you trust yourself, you don't need the world's permission to shine. You give it to yourself one strategic step at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. Aisha's success grew, but it was slow. Months passed with no major breakthroughs, no viral moments. Her emotions grew restless, craving instant results, urging her to push harder, to chase trends for quick wins. But strategy taught her the discipline of patience. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And patience is the stamina that carries you across the finish line. Aisha didn't abandon her steady routine. She kept writing, submitting, connecting with readers even when the rewards felt distant. Patience didn't mean sitting still. It meant moving consistently, trusting that every step was building towards something bigger. She studied the journeys of writers she admired, noticing how their success came from years of quiet, deliberate work. Life often tempts you to rush, to seek shortcuts, to measure your worth by immediate outcomes. Your emotions might demand instant gratification, but strategy knows that real growth takes time. Patience is the discipline to keep going when the world tells you you're moving too slowly. Aisha's patience paid off when a literary magazine featured her work, not because she chased fame, but because she stayed true to her craft. That feature led to more opportunities, not overnight, but over time. Patience isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the choice to plant seeds today, knowing they'll bloom tomorrow. When you embrace patience, you stop comparing your journey to others. You focus on your path, your progress, your purpose. Aisha's patience didn't just build her career, it built her resilience, her confidence, her legacy. If you enjoyed this video, Please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. As Aisha's work spread, she realized something profound. Success isn't just about what you create. It's about who you connect with. Her stories weren't just words on a page, they were bridges to people's hearts. Her emotions wanted her to stay in her bubble, to focus only on her craft. But strategy showed her the power of connection. Aisha started attending writing workshops, joining online communities, and reaching out to other writers. She didn't just share her work, she shared her journey, her struggles, her lessons. Connection isn't about networking for gain, it's about building relationships that inspire growth. Aisha found mentors who challenged her to think bigger, peers who lifted her up during low moments, and readers who reminded her why her work mattered. Life can feel lonely when you're chasing a dream, but strategy reminds you that no one succeeds alone. Your emotions might push you to hide, to protect your heart from rejection or judgment. But connection requires vulnerability, the courage to show up and share. Aisha's connections opened doors she never expected. A collaboration with another writer, an invitation to speak at a small event. These weren't just opportunities, they were proof that her work mattered. When you build with strategy, you don't just create, you connect. You inspire others and they inspire you. Aisha's community became her strength, her support, her reminder that her purpose was bigger than herself. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. With every step forward, Aisha faced moments that tested her ability to let go. Old habits like overthinking every word or seeking everyone's approval clung to her. Her emotions wanted to hold on, to control every outcome, to perfect every story. But strategy taught her that freedom comes from letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means releasing what no longer serves you. Aisha stopped obsessing over every rejection, every critical comment, every missed opportunity. She focused on what she could control: her effort, her growth, her purpose. Letting go gave her space to breathe, to create, to move forward without the weight of perfectionism. Life will tempt you to cling to things that hold you back. Doubts, grudges, fears of failure. Your emotions might tell you that holding on proves you care. But strategy shows you that caring means choosing what's worth your energy. Aisha learned to release the need for validation, trusting that her work would find its place. This freedom didn't make her careless, it made her fearless. She wrote with boldness, shared with confidence, and grew with clarity. Letting go is a strategy, not a loss. It's the choice to prioritize your purpose over your pride, your progress over your past. Aisha's freedom came not from escaping challenges, but from refusing to let them define her. That's when she truly began to soar. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. Aisha's journey wasn't defined by grand victories, but by small, steady wins. Each published story, each positive reader email, each moment of clarity was a brick in her foundation. Her emotions often craved a big break, a bestseller, a major award. But strategy taught her to celebrate the small steps. Every page she wrote, every submission she sent, every revision she made was progress. Small wins are the heartbeat of success. They're the quiet moments when you choose to keep going, even when the world doesn't notice. Aisha started tracking her progress, noting every milestone, no matter how minor. A kind word from a reader, a new skill mastered, a story accepted by a local magazine. These weren't headlines, but they were proof she was moving forward. Life can trick you into thinking only big moments matter. Your emotions might demand instant glory, but strategy knows that small wins build momentum. They're the fuel that keeps your fire burning when motivation fades. Aisha's small wins gave her confidence, not because they were loud, but because they were real. She learned to measure success by her growth, not by others' applause. Strategy is about stacking these moments day by day until they become something undeniable. When you focus on small wins, you stop waiting for permission to feel proud. You start seeing your journey as a series of choices, each one a victory over doubt, fear, or distraction. Aisha's small wins weren't just steps, they were statements. They said, I'm still here, still growing, still building. That's the power of strategy. It turns every effort into evidence of your potential. Celebrate your small wins because they're the foundation of your greatest triumphs. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. As Aisha's work gained recognition, demands on her time grew. Friends asked for free edits, strangers requested advice, and opportunities piled up. Her emotions wanted to say yes to everything, to please, to prove, to seize every chance. But strategy taught her the wisdom of boundaries. Saying no wasn't selfish. It was essential. Boundaries protect your purpose, your energy, your peace. Aisha realized that spreading herself too thin would dilute her impact. She started setting clear limits, dedicated writing hours, specific days for mentoring, and projects that aligned with her vision. This wasn't about shutting people out. It was about honoring her goals. Life will pull you in 100 directions if you let it. Your emotions might guilt you into overcommitting, but strategy reminds you that your time is your currency. Spend it wisely. Aisha's boundaries allowed her to focus on what mattered most: her writing, her growth, her purpose. She said no to distractions not out of arrogance, but out of clarity. Boundaries gave her the space to create with intention, to rest without guilt, to grow without pressure. They weren't walls. They were gates, letting in what served her and keeping out what didn't. When you set boundaries, you're not limiting yourself, you're empowering yourself. You're choosing where your energy flows, ensuring it fuels your dreams, not someone else's. Aisha's boundaries didn't make her less kind, they made her more effective. Her work became sharper, her presence stronger, her impact deeper. That's the gift of strategic boundaries. They don't confine you. They set you free to soar. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. Aisha's journey took a turn when a major publisher rejected her latest manuscript. The feedback was blunt, her style felt dated, her themes too familiar. Her emotions crashed: anger, shame, fear that she'd hit a wall. She wanted to fight the critique, to defend her work. But strategy whispered a different path: reinvention. Reinvention isn't starting over, it's evolving. Aisha took the feedback not as failure, but as a challenge to grow. She studied new writing trends, experimented with bolder narratives, and explored themes that scared her. It wasn't about abandoning her voice, it was about stretching it. Strategy means seeing criticism as a mirror, not a weapon. It shows you where to grow, not where to give up. Aisha spent months rewriting, pushing past her comfort zone. The process was grueling, but it was purposeful. Life will demand you adapt, not to lose yourself, but to become a stronger version of yourself. Your emotions might resist change, clinging to what feels safe. But strategy knows that growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Aisha's reinvented manuscript was accepted, not because she copied trends, but because she grew into a writer who could speak to her time. Reinvention is resilience in action. It's the courage to let go of what's familiar and embrace what's possible. Aisha's evolution didn't erase her past. It built on it. When you choose reinvention, you choose growth over stagnation, possibility over pride. That's how you stay relevant, not just to others, but to your own purpose. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories. As Aisha's work evolved, she faced pressure to conform. Publishers wanted her to chase trends. Readers expected a certain style. Her emotions wavered, tempted to mold herself to fit others' expectations. It would have been easier to write what sold, to blend into the crowd. But strategy reminded her of her core, authenticity. Writing from her truth, her struggles, her joys, her unique voice was what connected her to readers. Authenticity isn't just being yourself, it's trusting that your truth is enough. Aisha stopped chasing trends and started writing stories that felt real to her. She shared her fears, her doubts, her hopes, not to impress, but to inspire. Strategy meant staying true to her purpose even when it felt risky. Life will push you to fit in, to dilute your uniqueness for acceptance. Your emotions might crave approval, But strategy knows that authenticity is your greatest strength. When you're real, you don't just create, you connect. Aisha's authentic stories resonated deeply, earning her a loyal readership. Her vulnerability became her power, her truth her signature. Authenticity isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's showing up as you are with intention and trusting that your voice matters. Aisha's authenticity didn't just build her career, it built trust with her readers and herself. When you live strategically authentic, you don't just stand out, you shine. Aisha's journey wasn't just about her own success. It was about the legacy she was building. Her stories didn't just entertain, they changed people. Readers wrote to her, sharing how her words gave them courage to face their own struggles. Aspiring writers reached out, inspired to start their own journeys. Her emotions swelled with pride, but strategy kept her focused on the bigger picture. Impact. A legacy isn't built by chasing fame, it's built by touching lives. Aisha started mentoring young writers, sharing her lessons, not to be praised, but to empower others. She created workshops, wrote articles, and spoke at events not for recognition, but to give back. Strategy meant using her success to lift others, to create a ripple effect of change. Life offers you a choice, to chase fleeting moments of glory, or to build something that lasts. Your emotions might crave the spotlight, but strategy builds a legacy that outlives you. Aisha's impact wasn't measured by awards, but by the hearts she touched, the minds she inspired. Every story she wrote, every person she helped, became part of something bigger. That's the power of strategic living. It turns your passion into a purpose that shapes the world. Aisha's legacy wasn't just her work, it was the courage she inspired in others to dream, to act, to rise. Aisha's journey had transformed her, but it also revealed a new challenge. Her dreams were growing. What started as a goal to publish a story had evolved into a vision of writing a novel that could change lives. Her emotions were a mix of excitement and fear. Could she really reach that far? The scale of her ambition felt overwhelming, urging her to shrink back to what felt safe. But strategy taught her to embrace the courage to dream bigger. Big dreams don't require you to have all the answers. They require you to take the next step. Aisha broke her novel into manageable pieces: an outline, a chapter, a draft. She didn't focus on the finish line, she focused on the path. Strategy is about scaling your passion to match your vision, one deliberate move at a time. Aisha researched storytelling techniques, attended novel writing workshops, and sought feedback from trusted mentors. Her emotions wanted instant results, but her strategy kept her grounded in progress. Life will challenge you to dream small, to settle for what's comfortable. Your emotions might whisper that big goals are too risky, too far away. But strategy shows you that every great achievement starts with a single, bold choice. Aisha's courage to dream bigger didn't mean she ignored her fears. It meant she used them as fuel. Each step toward her novel made her vision feel less like a fantasy and more like a future. When you dream strategically, you don't just wish, you build. Aisha's bigger dream wasn't just about her. As Aisha worked on her novel, she faced moments when her heart and mind clashed. Her emotions poured into her writing, creating raw, powerful scenes that felt alive. But sometimes her passion led to cluttered pages, too many ideas, too much intensity. Her strategy demanded discipline: edit ruthlessly, refine the story, prioritize clarity over chaos. Balancing heart and mind is the art of strategic living. Your emotions give your work soul, your strategy gives it structure. Aisha learned to let her heart write the first draft, but let her mind shape the final one. She set rules for herself: write freely in the morning, edit critically in the afternoon. This balance turned her passion into polished work. Life often pits your heart against your mind, tempting you to choose one over the other. Your emotions might push you to act impulsively, while your mind might overthink and paralyze you. Strategy finds the harmony between the two. Aisha's novel began to take shape, not because she silenced her emotions, but because she channeled them through a clear plan. She felt deeply but acted wisely, letting her heart inspire and her mind refine. This balance made her work resonate, It was authentic yet accessible, emotional yet intentional. When you align your heart and mind, you create with power. You don't just express, you impact. Aisha's balanced approach didn't just craft a novel. It crafted a life where passion and purpose worked as one. Amid her hard work, Aisha discovered a quiet strength, gratitude. There were days when progress felt slow, when rejections still stung, when her novel seemed far from finished. Her emotions could have pulled her into frustration, focusing on what she didn't have. But strategy taught her to pause and reflect on what she'd gained. Gratitude isn't just feeling thankful. It's a mindset that fuels resilience. Aisha started a daily practice writing down 3 things she was grateful for, no matter how small. A supportive reader's email, a new writing insight, a moment of clarity, these became her anchors. Gratitude shifted her perspective, turning obstacles into opportunities. Life can trick you into focusing on what's missing, letting your emotions dwell on lack or failure. But strategy reminds you to count your blessings, to see how far you've come. Aisha's gratitude didn't erase her challenges. It gave her the strength to face them. She thanked her mentors, her readers, even her rejections, because each one shaped her. This practice didn't just lift her spirits, it sharpened her focus. Gratitude grounded her in her purpose, reminding her why she started. It turned her journey from a grind into a gift. When you live with gratitude, you don't just survive setbacks. You grow through them. Aisha's thankful heart didn't make her complacent. It made her unstoppable, because she saw every moment as a step toward her dream. Aisha's dedication was relentless, but it came at a cost. Late nights and endless revisions left her drained. Her emotions pushed her to keep going, to prove her worth through constant hustle. But strategy taught her a vital lesson: rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Rest is the foundation of sustainable success. Aisha started scheduling breaks, stepping away from her writing to recharge. She walked in nature, read for pleasure, spent time with loved ones. These moments didn't slow her progress, they fueled it. Rest gave her clarity, sparked new ideas, and renewed her passion. Life glorifies the grind, and your emotions might guilt you into overworking. But strategy knows that burnout dims your light. Aisha learned to listen to her body and mind, to rest before she broke. She set boundaries around her work hours, ensuring she had time to breathe. Rest wasn't about doing nothing. It was about doing what restored her. A rested Aisha wrote with more focus, connected with more depth, and dreamed with more clarity. When you prioritize rest, you're not pausing your journey, you're powering it. Rest is a strategy, a deliberate choice to honor your energy so you can show up fully. Aisha's breaks didn't make her less productive. They made her more powerful, because she returned to her work with a sharper mind and a stronger heart. As Aisha's novel neared completion, she began to see her journey in a new light. Every rejection, every late night, every small win had built not just a book, but a vision for her future. Her emotions wanted to linger on the past, on the struggles, the doubts. But strategy urged her to look forward, to plan for what was next. A vision isn't just a dream, it's a roadmap for tomorrow. Aisha started setting new goals, publishing her novel, starting a writing school, mentoring others. She didn't just write to finish a book, she wrote to build a legacy. Strategy meant asking, what's next? And preparing for it with intention. Life will tempt you to stay stuck, to let your emotions dwell on yesterday's pain or triumphs. But strategy keeps your eyes on the horizon. Aisha's vision gave her purpose beyond the present, a reason to keep growing, keep learning, keep creating. She planned her next steps with care, researching publishers, connecting with communities, and saving energy for the long road ahead. A vision doesn't guarantee success. It guarantees direction. It turns your passion into a plan that carries you forward. Aisha's story wasn't just about one novel. It was about a life built with intention, where every choice moved her closer to a bigger tomorrow. That's the power of strategic vision. It doesn't just shape your present, it creates your future. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories.